Hello students, how you all are? I hope that you all are fine, in good health and safe. Once again I am here with a new video of class 8. Students, today I am going to teach you lesson 1 from English workbook of class 8. The name of the lesson is Daybreak. But before we could start the lesson, I will request all of you to subscribe our school channel so that you will get the new notification first. The poem Daybreak is composed by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. He was an American poet and he was one of the widely known and best loved American poets of the 19th century. He was born on 27th of February 1807 in Portland, Maine, United States of America. Wordsworth was one of those poets who has the ability of doing magic in almost all his literary works. This great personality passed away on 24th of March 1882 in Cambridge, Massachusetts, United States of America. This was the very short description of this great poet. As you all know that the title of the poem is Daybreak. So first of all, you should understand the meaning of daybreak. It is the time in the morning when the light first appears, when the ray of the sun first touches the earth's surface. That period is known as daybreak. So now we will move up to the line-wise description of the poem. It is basically a nature poem. Longfellow has personified morning in the poem and presented in the form of dialogue. As because Longfellow is a nature lover, so in this poem he is described about the morning. So the poem starts with, "A wind came up out of the sea and said, 'O mist, make room for me.'" The wind from the sea travels to the shore. The wind starts its journey from the sea and moves up to the shore. And when the wind reaches the shore, it finds that the mist is obstructing its way. Here, the meaning of mist is tiny droplets of water suspended in the atmosphere or in the near earth surface that limits the visibility to a lesser extent than fog. There is difference between the mist and the fog. So the wind is saying that the mist is obstructing its passage. It is like an obstacle. So the wind is telling the mist to clear the passage so that it can move ahead. Whenever you travel in the daybreak, you will find the mist in the atmosphere. In the winter season, there is a fog, and in the other season, you will find the mist. So don't be confused between the mist and the fog, because mist is having more visibility than the fog. Both mist and the fog restrict the visibility, but mist is having more visibility as compared to the fog. So the wind comes from the sea, reaches to the shore, and tells the mist to clear the passage so that it can move ahead. It hailed the ships and cried, "Sail on, ye mariner, the night is gone." After reaching the shore, it first goes to the harbor. Harbor is the place where the ships are anchored, where the ships are safe. So it reaches the harbor and tells the mariners are the person, those who work on the ships, and tells the mariners that you all be awake because the morning has come and now you should make your ships ready for sailing. So in this way, the wind first comes to the shore, tells the mist to clear the way, and then it reaches to the harbor and tells the mariners to get ready and make their ship ready for sailing. So in this way, the wind is making the announcement of the arrival of the day. Next, "and hurried landward far away, crying, 'Awake, it is the day.'" After giving the message to the mariners, it quickly moves towards the land. It moves ahead, and whoever the wind gets on its way, It gives the message to everyone that you all be awake now, get ready for the work because the morning has come. Because as the morning comes, we all get ready for our day to day work. Because night time we all sleep, and as the morning comes, the morning brings lots of energy with it, and it pours the energy in each and every one, all the living things, whatever living things are there, it pours the energy in that so that they can get back to the work. It said unto the forest, shout, hang all your leafy banners out. After giving the message to everyone that comes in the way of the wind, it reaches up to the forest. After reaching the forest, the wind shouts to all the trees that you should take out your leafy banners because the trees are having leaf. So he's comparing the leaf as banners. So he's telling all the trees to take out your leafy banners because the morning has come. So here we can see that wind is full of energy. Wind is very happy. The wind is energetic. The wind is emphatic. As it goes ahead, it is passing the information to each and everyone. It touched the wood, birds folded wings, and said, O bird, awake and sing. After giving the message to the mariners and to the trees, it reaches to the wood. Wood here, wood is compared to, wood meaning is forest. It touched the wood, birds folded wings. When it reaches the forest, it sees that the birds are sitting on the trees with their folded wings. Because night is to take rest for everyone, whether it is animals, whether it is birds or human beings. So in the night time, the birds also sit with their folded wings on the trees. They also take rest. And when they fly, they open up their wings. So it reaches to the forest and tells the birds to unfold their folded wings. And after unfolding their folded wings, they should be awake and they should start singing. Because the morning has come. So whether it is animal, human beings or birds, they all get back to the work. So it is giving the message to the birds also that you should be awake and you should get back on your day-to-day work. And o'er the forms, O chanticleer, your clarion blow, the day is near. After giving the message to the birds in the forest, it moves towards the wind, toward the farms. The wind moves towards the farm. Here the chanticleer means a name given to a domestic cock, especially in fairy tales. Or you can say a rooster. You have heard about a rooster, it is very common. It is telling the rooster to give a clarion blow. Clarion means a voice which is hard to ignore because the day has come. So you should give a clarion blow. You should make the blow in top of your voice and make everyone aware of that the day is near, the daybreak has come. If you go to the village side or countryside nowadays also, you will get the rooster, but it is little hard to find in cities and towns. So you can see the rooster in the village side, even in the small town also we can see the rooster. So the work of the rooster is to give the message when the day is clear. It gives this clarion and the voice is so loud that everyone comes to know that the daybreak has come. So after reaching the forms, it gives the message to the rooster that you should blow in top of your voice and make everyone aware that the morning has come. It whispered to the field of corn, bow down and hail the coming morn. After leaving the farm, the wind reaches to the field of corn. Corn you all know. And it tells the field of corn that you all bow down and give respect to the coming morning. Because here the poet has compared the morning to a respectable personality. As it is coming towards the field of corn, so it's telling that you all should bow down and show your reverence, show your respect because the morning is coming. Because we always bow down in front of those whom we respect. We bow down in front of God. We bow down in front of our parents. We bow down in front of our teachers, gurus. So whoever we respect, we always bow down in front of them. So as the morning is compared to a respectable personality, the wind is telling the field of corn that you should all bow down and show your reverence. It shouted through the belfry tower, awake, O bell, proclaim the hour. After giving the message to the field of corn, the wind moves towards the church. Belfry tower, belfry is a place It's a part of a bell tower or steeple in which the bells are housed. If you ever visited the church, you ever got a chance to visit the church, you will see that on the top one a big bell is housed, and during the daybreak as well as in dawn and as well as dusk, this both the time the bell has they ring the bell, and the voice of the bell is so loud that you can hear it from a very long distance. So, after giving the message to the field of corn, it reaches to the belfry tower, it reaches to the church and tells the bell that now the daybreak is there. So, ring the bell and proclaim the hour. Proclaim is declare, and declare that the that the daybreak has come, the morning has come. So, everyone should be awake and everyone should get back to their work. It crossed the churchyard with a sigh and said, "Not yet," in quiet lie. Now, this is the last stanza of the poem. It crossed the churchyard with a sigh and said, "Not yet," in quiet lie. As we reach in the last stanza of the poem, the entire mood of the poem changes. Up to the second last stanza, the wind is in a very happy mood. The wind is very energetic. The wind is very emphatic. But as it reaches to the last stanza, here the churchyard means there is a graveyard in the churchyard. Graveyard, you all know, graveyard is a place where the people are buried after they die. So, when it reaches to the churchyard, the speed of the wind is slowed down now. The speed of the wind is decelerated because in the graveyard, many respectable souls are resting in peace. So, when the wind reaches to the churchyard, it tells that now this is not the time for the souls to get up. They are still resting and they will not get up, as it tells everyone, whoever comes on the way of the wind, to wake up and do their work. But when it reaches the churchyard, it says that here the respectable souls are resting in peace. So this is not the time to disturb them. Let them sleep in peace. Now this brings out Longfellow's style of imparting cultural and moral value in the poetry. Because we all know that if anyone is sleeping, we should not disturb them. So, in the same way, the wind is also doing, it is slowed down, and in a very low voice, it is telling that here the respectable souls are sleeping, so we should not disturb them, let them rest in peace. So, this is the entire poem, students, and this poem is written in 18 couplets. This poem is a couplet, it is a form of poetry, and couplet is a poem which is usually written in two successive lines and which have the same sound word in the end of each line, and they are having the same meter. So this poem is written in 18 couplets, and the Longfellow has very beautifully described about the morning in this poem, that when the morning comes, what message it brings, how the people feel when the morning comes, what energy the morning brings and pours in all the human beings which are on the earth. So he has very beautifully depicted all these things in the poem. Now let's talk about the poetic device which is used in this poem. As in the beginning of the poem, I have told you that Longfellow has personified morning and presented in the form of dialogue in this poem. So the poetic or literary device which is used in this poem is personification. It is one of the figure of speech. So this figure of speech is used in the entire poem. Now what do you mean by personification? Personification means human action is given to non-human or non-living things, or in other words we can say that when any non-living or inanimate objects gets human action, it is personification. So if you go through this stanza, it whispered to the field of corn, bow down and hail the coming morn. Now in a very whispered means in a very low voice. In a very low voice, it is giving the message to the field of corn that the morning is coming, and here he has compared the morning to a respectable personality. That's why I am saying that here the literary device personification is used. The morning has given a human activity, a human action. So it is telling, because we bow down in front of those who are living things. So the poet is telling the field of corn that the morning is coming, and he has compared the morning to a respected personality. So he is telling that you all bow down as because the morning is coming to show your reverence. So this is the poetic or literary device which is used in this poem. The other example of personification I can also give you, that the other example can be the roses were smiling and the wind was telling a fairy tale. This is also one of the example of personification. Roses have the human activity of smiling and wind has the human action of telling a fairy tale. So this is also one of the example of personification. And one more example I can give you a personification. Dancing and whistling the leaf bend. Dancing and whistling are human activities. So when any non-living or inanimate objects get human action, it is always personification. Here I have given you once again the entire poem, that you can go through the poem and you can see that a wind come out of the sea and said, "O mist, make room for me." So you can see that, as I've said, that this poem is a couplet and it is made of two successive lines. So you can see at the end of each line and each couplet, the first line and the second line, they rhyme with each other. For example, a wind come up out of the sea and said, "O mist, make room for me." The sea and me, these words are rhyming. It hailed the ship and cried, "Sail on, ye mariner, the night is gone." Now, on and gone, these words are rhyming with each other. So, in this way, if you go through the whole poem, the ending words are similar or same sound and they are rhyming with each other. Rhyming words are those which are having the same or similar sound. So, you have to open up your ears, and if you listen that the two words having the same sound, that means they are rhyming. For example, another example of rhyming words is goat and coat. So, you have to just open up your ears and you can easily identify that which words are rhyming. Now, after that, I have given you the question answers. This question answers are also given in your textbook. The first question is, what does the wind ask the sailor to do? So, the wind asks the sailor to get ready their ships for sailing. What does the wind ask the forest and the birds to do? The second question. The wind asks the forest to wake up and the birds to unfold their folded wings. Third question, what word would you use to describe the wind mood in the first 7 stanza of the poem? The mood of the poem is energetic and emphatic in the first 7 stanza of the poem, because the wind is full of energy, the wind is having a great speed, it is just going from one place to another and giving and telling or giving the information to each and everyone that the day has come. It is announcing the arrival of the day. Now, here are some word meanings. Chanticleer, a name given to a domestic cock, especially in fairy tales. Clarion, here a clear call that is hard to ignore. Belfry, the part of bell tower or steeple in which bells are housed. And proclaim means declare. So, students, I hope that you have understand the poem. It is a very beautiful poem where the effect of the morning is described. And morning is a time when we all which we all like it. Early morning, if you get up, you will like it. You will feel fresh. So go through the question answers, go through the word meanings, learn the question answer, learn the word meanings, and I hope that you will not have any problem in understanding the poem. But still, if you have any problem, you please do feel to write in the comment box. And at the last, I want to say that stay safe, respect all, suspect all. We are all are going through the global pandemic, and we have strong hope that we'll go through it and we'll come out of it. Take the precautions, and all of you be safe. Thank you.